Hey y'all, I am so excited because I'm going to introduce you to one of my good friends. Her name is Carly Cylinder, aka the Flower Chef.
I'm Carly Cylinder. I'm a floral designer to the stars. I want to show you that floral design is easy, accessible, and approachable, even in your own kitchen.
Carly is what I like to call a long distance commuter. That is someone who lives in Nashville, but they work in a completely different city. Carly has a company called Flower LA. It's an amazing floral design company located in Los Angeles and New York City. However, Carly chooses to live in, you guessed it, Nashville, because she can have a much better quality of life, Southern hospitality. Also, she could get more bang for her buck here as opposed to a much larger city. Green Hills, the area she lives in, is one of Nashville's most desirable, affluent neighborhoods. It has a small town feel with amazing restaurants, boutiques. It's also home to one of my personal favorite music venues, the Bluebird Cafe. So welcome, Carly. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. So why don't you tell me what brought you to Nashville?
It just felt like home to me. I started loving country music in high school, like Faith Hill and Shania Twain. And so I came here about 5 years ago when there wasn't as much going on. And I just knew that someday I wanted to have a place here. It was about time to make my way after years of talking about it.
How did you decide on the Green Hills area?
It's a great area. I feel very safe here. I have a lot of friends like you. I found this amazing townhouse, and when I got to Green Hills, I discovered Percy Warner Park, like all these greenways that we don't have in LA or New York. So there's just a lot more nature, like Radnor Lake is 8 minutes away. And it's a very easy place to get around.
That's awesome. Can you tell me more about your floral design company and how you got started?
Yeah, sure. So I've had my company about 11 years. I started off doing daily orders, then weddings, and now large scale installations and flower walls and sculptures. And it took a long time to get there. You know, I started out just myself doing every single thing. I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur and own a business, and I had worked at some flower shops. So I started my business in the recession, which is kind of crazy because my roommate at the time was just like, you're not going to open a retail store, which my dream was to have a cafe and florist. That's why my company is called Flower. So I just started out of my apartment, not really thinking. And I guess the competitive nature of me just kept going.
What's so interesting to me is that you're able to live in Nashville, but still have your business in LA and New York.
It is unusual that I live in Nashville and I work in LA and New York. I have a team of freelancers on each coast, and I'm the one that comes up with the designs. For them, they don't have the stress. They like the flower part. They don't like the business part, and I love the business part. So that's why I always say I do like doing flowers, but I'm in the business of flowers. I don't say I'm a florist. So that's the difference between sort of a business owner and then just like a freelancer who just wants to do the fun part. And pre-COVID, I was flying about once a month to each place. So Nashville actually was great for me because New York's only 2 hours away, and I was used to going about 6 hours. But if it's a big job like I've had, I will definitely be there.
So at what point still did you feel like, okay, that makes sense for me to have a team here and a team there? It still seems really scary to do that.
You have to have a leap of faith. You know, I approve every single thing that goes out. So they'll send me photos and videos and I can say move it up or move it down if I'm not there. But part of me having the freedom and being able to run things and run around is that you do give up some control. I trust them. They do their own thing. I will lay down the law if I don't like something, but I think just having respect makes them better. And I trust a lot of their design judgments. Every now and then I'll say no, but most of the time I'll say yes.
So how did you make those connections?
That's a great question. A lot of people always think I have a publicist or off Instagram, and it's not. It's really off Google. And I am pretty much a master at SEO. And I will ask someone, oh, how did you find me? And they'll tell me, and so I'll make sure that it's optimized for that. I also have a ton of services, flower crowns, the arrangements, installations. So having just such a wide breadth of services makes it easier for people to find me. And it happened like, first I got my first big flower wall, and then I had that to show other people. And then someone saw that. I mean, I had my business for 6 years, and that's what people don't see. It was a real struggle for the first 4 years. And then I started getting these jobs about 5 years ago. So it's a slow build. That's just how it is. I was a one-man show for like the first 4 years.
Right. So what would your advice be with people wanting to start their own business, even if it's not in the flower world?
Yeah. I mean, just a little anecdote is I was freaking out talking to a friend, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? There's a million wedding florists, a million. And she was like, the cream will always rise to the top. And I was like, oh yeah, in any industry, you're going to have a ton of people, some more than others, but the competition is going to be enormous. And so what you have to do is just focus on your goal. Just you get into it and then you find your path. I never thought I was going to be a business owner. I didn't even think I was necessarily good, but I realized I love that more than floral design itself. And saying yes, I've said yes to so many jobs. Like people throw out an idea and I'm like, yeah. And then, I'm scrambling, but it always works out.
Well, that's amazing. Would you say that it's important to have a mentor?
Yeah, having a mentor is super important. And you can get that through podcasts. If you don't know anyone, like we have so much technology, so your mentor doesn't have to be someone you know. I get a lot of business ideas from just educating myself. But that's also thinking outside the box. Like, okay, I don't have a mentor, but what's the alternative,
Right. So what is the best way people can get in touch with you?
Okay, so on Instagram, it's at The Flower Chef and flowerla.com. YouTube, if you just search Carly Cylinder, I have a lot of how-to videos. So just Google me. Very easy to stalk.
Oh, good. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I loved all of your insight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I've always wanted to be on, so I feel special.
You are special. Thank you. If you would like to learn more information about the area where Carly lives, Green Hills, please reach out to me at my website, realestatebyalexa.com.